This program is proudly brought to you by Toyota.
Good morning, everyone. This is Barry Fear here. Coming up today on the show, we look back on television films and we talk about our radio show on Saturday. So there is plenty coming up on today's show. Also, I will be presenting for you a yummy recipe to on the show, so don't miss out on that because I've got a cracking show coming up for you this afternoon. It is Tuesday, the 11th of August, and Sydney's weather today sunny and very comfortable, top of 17 degrees. So get out there and enjoy that sunshine, guys. And I will see you this afternoon for episode 112. This is Barry Fear. The time is 8 o'clock. Well, good afternoon to you and to all the viewers. Welcome to yet another edition of the show. This is Barry and Alec here. Welcome along to you. A beautiful Tuesday afternoon here. And today we're going to be continuing with television themes. Okay? But before we do that, what a great morning we had on Saturday just gone, and we had a ball. Here's Alec to open episode 112 with this.
Yeah, thanks for having me on your show, Barry. And yeah, Saturday morning at the studio up at Radio Northern Beaches, and we had an absolute blast recording another show, and it was a lot of fun. It was very, very funny. There were some good funny moments in there and great theme songs from TV shows. But why don't you talk a little bit more about what we were doing?
Well, we decided to call it TV themes because that would be the nature of the show. Now, we will have another session of TV themes on the next show because we thought it was so much fun doing the first one, so I thought, well, we might as well do it again. Seeing as Alec and I had a lot of fun doing this. And on Saturday we played 5 songs. The first one was Bonanza. The second one was Blankety Blanks, I think.
Was it the Restless Years?
The Restless Years. And the third one was Blankety Blanks.
Yep.
And the fourth one was Sale of the Century. And our closing song was Ask, the Wayland Brothers. Now, these themes have a lot in common. Like, if you ever watch Bonanza early in the morning, you see some guys in cowboy hats. Here is Alec to tell you about it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic show, wasn't it? And It was on TV when we were little in the 70s and 80s. Mostly 70s, I think, back in Australia in the day. And yeah, it was a cowboy show, wasn't it? It was about a group of cowboys riding around in the Wild West.
And like it was on at various times of the day, sometimes 12 noon, sometimes 10 past 5 in the morning, and sometimes at 5 in the afternoon after Wide World Sports. Now, on the next edition of Radio Northern Beaches, we will be continuing our television themes and adding some more recent ones, like the old ones, like Skippy, Neighbours, the Young Doctors. We will be doing it. So we're going to take you back even further than what we did on Saturday. So we are just giving you listeners out there a taste of what is coming up next before we do 1983. Originally we were going to do 1983, but I thought, no, let's do more on the TV themes and more talking. Here's Alec.
Yeah, mate. And the last one was so much fun, wasn't it? It's a good idea to do another show with that topic. And then and then I think you've got 1983 lined up as well, don't you? Do you have a playlist for 1983?
Well, I'm gonna construct one to the next, not the next show, but
The one after.
the one after.
Yes, so we don't need to worry about that yet. So probably your next job will be to figure out what's going to be on the playlist for your next radio show. So that'll be cool.
More TV themes.
Nice. And you'll have to just choose a playlist. Make sure you get it to me nice and early so I can find them. Some of them were a bit hard to find last time, weren't they? And I played a funny version of Blankety Blanks, didn't I?
You did, but,
Yeah.
but it was all part of the fun.
It was definitely fun. But yeah, some of them I need to do a bit of research to find them. A couple of them were on YouTube, and one of them was on SoundCloud, and then a couple of them I think were on Tidal as well, which is a music streaming platform. Yeah, so make sure you get the list to me nice and early, and I'll find those.
And I will do it tonight after we come off there.
Well, it's not a rush, right? So we don't actually have a date booked in. That's another thing for us to talk about. We'll talk about when you want to do the next session, and we'll book it in.
Yeah, so it was really fun on the radio on Saturday. It was fun, okay, and we look forward to you tuning in again on the next one. And that was a recap of the radio show. This is segment 2. I'm Barry Fair. Segment 2 today is about thinking positive things. Now, when something bad has happened, we must not dwell on it. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. So I'll just take off the negative hat and put the positive one on.
Nice.
So, today, we're going to talk about getting ready for spring. Now, winter is certainly nearly over, Alex. Here he is to tell you about.
Yeah, we're nearly there, aren't we? And I cannot wait. I tell you what, I don't enjoy the cold weather, and we're nearly there. We're almost halfway through August, and so we've only really got 2 or 3 weeks of August, and then we're into spring. And I cannot wait. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and we can't wait to bring the spring series to you. And when we finish the winter series, guys, we'll be bringing you the very best of spring, okay? And what plants to grow, vegetables to grow, whatever. Here's Alex.
Yeah, that's a great topic. We could even do a bit of research for that one. We can look up different plants and how to manage them, the things that you need to do to get your garden in good shape for spring. One thing I'm going to be doing is aerating my lawn, my grass, and putting a bit of dressing on it so that it grows nice and thick and well through summer. So yeah, there are all sorts of things you can do to prep your garden. We can look some of them up before your next show if you want.
And what to do and how to plan for that long weekend trip away, because the long weekend is in October and it's when daylight saving commences. So we will talk about that too on the next program. Okay? So what we're going to touch on now is what to do with the leftover foods. Now, we've spoken about this at length on the show, and never ever use off ingredients while cooking. Here's Alex.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Always use fresh ingredients. Make sure they're all in date, and that way you won't make anybody sick with your food. And also, it'll taste better, right? Usually, food cooked with fresh ingredients tastes better.
Now, don't leave chicken out for too long, because that's how bacteria grows on it. And if it smells off, we have also said this on the show, please don't eat off raw chicken because you can become very sick. Here's Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. So always a good idea to smell your chicken. Once you've gotten it out of the packaging, make sure it doesn't smell bad, because even if it's in date, it actually can go off, can't it? So good idea to check it before you cook it, and that way you know that it won't make you sick.
So always check the date before you go and pay for any meat or chicken or seafood, because if it's off, guys, please do not purchase it. And check the use by date on the milk as well, because if it's off, okay, no good. Here's Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good idea to do that when you're buying your food, isn't it? So check the dates on things before you purchase them. And one of the things to do with is milk, as you say. Always good to make sure you've got some good long dates on your milk before you buy it. And also check it when you're using it from your fridge.
And also, if you are making big batches of food, okay, get some takeaway containers like you see in the restaurants, and put your contents in it, label and date your contents. Here's Alex.
Yeah, that is a really good idea, because by dating the contents of the leftovers, you know how long it's been in the fridge, so you don't accidentally eat something that's been there too long, right? So you know when you put it in the fridge, because it's been dated, and you know that you can look at that when you go to heat it up again to eat it. And if it's been there too long, then you can avoid it, right? And just chuck it away.
And always make sure you know the date of when you cook it. Okay? Put the name of the dish that you cooked. Here's Alex.
Yeah, that's also a good idea because sometimes you can't tell from the outside, right? If you put it in a container, sometimes it's actually hard to tell what's inside. So put the name of the dish on it, and then you'll know what it is, and you won't get any surprises when you defrost it or warm it up.
And sometimes if the food smells you and you go to smell it, poor, you you would know about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Alex.
Yeah, that's true. So it is quite often quite easy to tell if something's gone off because it will usually smell, right? And that's a good indicator that you should just chuck it away. Don't even think about it.
Okay, because it is important, okay, to look at the date before you purchase your food. No matter what it is, okay? Please, we know that we've hammered on about this, but food hygiene is very important, and don't use the same board to chop up things because, you know, you don't know what germs have been on that board that you chop things with. Here's Alex.
Yeah, that is kitchen hygiene is one of those interesting things, isn't it? So with chopping boards, you don't want to chop vegetables or something on the same board that you've been chopping chicken on. You want to clean it with hot, soapy water, hot detergent water, and let it dry out fully. Just use a different board when you're chopping something else. I gather also putting chopping boards through the dishwasher is a good thing. That sanitizes them as well. But you do need to be careful about making sure that you use your good technique with chopping boards so that you're not spreading bacteria by using one that's dirty.
Okay, because food hygiene, guys, it's very important. So if you've eaten something that has made you sick, please do something about it. Don't wait until it's too late. Here's Alex.
Yeah, well, you need to be careful, don't you, about food hygiene. And if you're feeling unwell, well, best to stay home and stay close to the bathroom.
But if your symptoms persist, please go and see your doctor. Here's Alex.
Yeah, that's right. So everybody from time to time gets sick, gets a stomach bug, and for some people it's more serious than other people. For some people, any kind of illness is serious, but for other people, you can get sick and you can be sick for a day or two and not need to see the doctor. But if your symptoms persist for a few days, then it is a good idea to go and see the doctor. Make sure you're okay.
Well, this next topic, topic 3 today, is about the history of the show and where we've gone with it. So that's the end of segment 2. This is Barry here with you on the Tuesday edition of the show. Welcome along to you, and for those of you that have tuned in, good afternoon to you also. Well, our next topic today is how far we've come with the show and where we are now with it. I first started recording with a camera, okay, with somebody, and that was very annoying. But that was in the early days of recording. And then in 2017, I got this, and I haven't stopped using it ever since. Now, my first meeting with Alex was before COVID, back in the 2019-2020 stage,
Yeah.
before COVID. Here he is.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were using back then the laptop, weren't you, to record videos?
And then I don't use the laptop as much anymore because, you know, now that I'm recording here in the studio, it's much easier to put the show together.
Yeah.
Now, in 2021, 2020, that's when COVID hit. And I did shows in the studio, but in a different room. Okay? Now, COVID, okay, really smacked everyone around. Here's Alex.
Yeah, it really did, mate. It was a very strange time. It was a massive inconvenience for almost everybody, and it affected some people very badly. And yeah, I remember doing shows with you. You kept going, and I remember there was all of this PPE that we had to have up at Lifestyles and Knives, and it was just full on, wasn't it? It was an amazing time, not a great time, but it was great that we kept going. Right, soldier on. That's what they say. Keep going, push through, perseverance, and resilience, and everybody just kept going, and we got through it, didn't we?
And in early 2022, COVID struck again, and a couple of houses had to shut down because some houses had COVID, positive cases of COVID. Okay, very annoying, as Alex said. Okay, but what's the point of going on about it? Here's Alex.
Yeah, that's right. Because everyone was affected, there was really no point in complaining about it. We all just had to kind of get on with it, didn't we? And so that's what everybody did. We just made the most of the situation and kept going, kept trying to live our lives normally, do things as best we can, and we got through it, didn't we? I think it helped that we all kind of stick together as well.
And on the 24th of March, I left tonight to go to Queensland. Alex and I did our final show together prior to that,
What year was that, mate?
2022.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then and that was that January or February? March.
March.
March. Yeah.
So it was Monday, the 21st of March, 2022, when Alex and I said farewell. And then on Thursday, the 24th of March, I said goodbye to Lifestyles. And then on the Friday morning, okay, I woke up and found that I didn't have to rush because I wasn't going in to Lifestyles. Okay? So I had a bit of a break from filming and got ready for my farewell due at the Leagues Club on that Saturday night. And unfortunately, my sister, couldn't come because Samantha had COVID.
Oh no.
But the rest of the family and some of the help was there. It was a very sad moment for me, as you can imagine. Here's Alex.
Yeah, it was a sad time, and it was an adventure too, though, wasn't it? So you were heading off to Brisbane, off to Queensland, to try living there for a little while. And then after a few months, you actually ended up coming back, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And I said goodbye to Queensland on the 19th of February 2023. And then on the Monday, the 20th of February, I woke up in Queensland for the final time. I had my final breakfast and then headed off to Brisbane Airport, and as luck would have it started to rain in Brisbane, and I got soaking wet.
Oh no.
So luckily, I had a spare shirt to change into. Otherwise, I would have ended up with a cold. Not good.
No.
Then I flew Qantas flight 537, and Tim was helping me, and I had trouble breathing on the flight, and I was thinking, oh no, not again. But luckily I didn't need the paramedics. So after getting off the plane back here in Sydney, I got a cab to St. Ives Respite. And that was my base for the next 2 weeks before moving to Cromer. And I stayed in Cromer for a while, but then I didn't like that, so I moved back in on the 29th of May, and I have not looked back since.
Yeah.
And the shows sort of came back, okay, and I did some shows at St. Ives as well, and it was like putting life support on the shows. Here's Alex.
Yeah, that's right. You kind of got back into the swing of things, went back to lifestyles, came back down here to where you live, and I think all's well that ends well, right? Like I think you ended up in kind of back where you started, but I think in a good place. And you've had a great couple of years since then, haven't you? It's been awesome fun, and we've just added in the last sort of year or so. We've just added going up to Radio Northern Beaches and recording some radio shows up there, which has been fun. And doing all sorts of fun things at St. Ives. And I think there's been a couple of performances as well, haven't there, since you came back as well?
Yes, and I was in one of the performances. Please, can we do something different?
Yes. Yeah, you were one of the main characters in that show. I think you might have been filling in for someone else at the last minute, weren't you?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, you did a great job of that. It was a fantastic show. And also you've been on some other radio shows as well, haven't you? You've been on, was it Jeff's show with Sam?
Yep, that's right.
A few times now. And that's pretty cool too. So I've listened into a couple of those shows, and they're always pretty cool and fun to listen to. So yeah, you've had a busy time and done a lot of great things in the last couple of years since you came back.
I've had COVID here as well, but that didn't stop me from giving an update to all of you people out there. Now, COVID was very annoying, because I went up to St. Ives on the Monday, got tested, and boom, it hit me. I got it. Very annoying. Here's Alex.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it, when you get sick? Fortunately, all of the strains of COVID these days, or most of them, are actually relatively mild. So I think it was much more serious when it first started going around, COVID, back in 2020. But actually, all the strains nowadays, they're much more mild, so you don't get as sick. But it was more of an irritation, right? Like it was more a hassle for you than anything else. I don't think it made you that sick. Were you very sick, or were you? Was it just really irritating?
I don't know.
So my recollection is that you were sick for sure, but it wasn't as bad as like the flu or something. Now, I think COVID usually isn't that bad anymore. It's just more of a hassle than anything else. And it's not nice when you get sick in any way, right? Either with rhinovirus, the common cold, or
I've had rhinovirus.
yeah, I think everyone's had the rhinovirus. I think still the worst one is influenza A. I think that's probably the worst virus that you can catch. I think originally COVID was the worst, but I think all the new strains of COVID are not as bad as the first ones. So really now the worst, the one that hits you the hardest is influenza, the flu. Influenza A, that's kind of the worst one now.
So, over the course of putting this show together, I did a series of At Home with BJ Fair. Now, you can view that video and watch that. Now, the reason for that was because I had run out of funding to continue up at the studio. So, and I then had not looked back since. And here today on episode 112, we've come a long way with this show. And even as we wind the show up, we are now laying the foundations for the next program. Here's Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to plan ahead, isn't it? You've got some good ideas for future shows, and good ideas for future radio sessions as well. So, and that's always fun, right? It's fun to plan ahead and have a think about some of the things you can do in the future. That's always a good thing to do.
And that's the end of segment 3. Our closing message is always on the show. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us on episode 102. Join us next time for episode 113. And the episodes are just piling up. Here's Alex.
Yeah, they really are. So 112 is a big number. And it's also 112 in this series, right? So before this series, you have had several other series. So really, it's hundreds and hundreds of episodes over the years since you started out back in 2017.
Well, before that.
Before that, yeah, right. So lots and lots of episodes, and 112 in this series is a huge number of episodes, and it's amazing, awesome.
So even as we want our show winds up, we're here constructing or laying the foundations for episode 113 coming up in a few weeks. Now, our community announcement as always. Please do not ring 000 and bugger around with that number. 000 is not there for chit chatting. Here's Alec now to close episode 112 with that.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, always a good community service announcement. Only use 000 in an emergency.
And if you need to get to a doctor, guys, please use your common sense. There is public transport out there, taxis, buses, Ubers, or get a friend to come and collect you. But please, really do think, is your urgency an emergency before you dial those 3 zeros? Because if you make the wrong call to 000, you will be fined. Here's Alec now.
Yeah, you don't want to waste the first responders' time, do you? If it's not really an emergency, you don't want to waste their time because probably someone else will need them.
Like me.
Yeah, maybe. So always good to make sure that you only dial 000 in a genuine emergency.
So, we hope that you have enjoyed episode 112 today. Join us in 2 weeks from now for episode 113, and we'll be talking about spring on the next show, and we hope that you have enjoyed the winter series. And from Alec and I now, you take care, and see you next time on episode 130. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers for now. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed episode 112 today. This is Barry Fair here at 2 minutes after 5, or 6 minutes after 5 actually. I hope that you have enjoyed today's show. So stay around for episode 113 coming up in a couple of weeks. So I do hope that you have a good Tuesday night, whatever your plans might be, and I really do hope you're enjoying the show. But until then, guys, this is Barry Fair wishing you a very safe and a happy Tuesday night. See you next time on episode 113.
This program is proudly brought to you by Toyota.